Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing today? Hope you slept well last night. It's always nice to get a good night's sleep. Okay, here we are, another day. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Gregor, Tom, Carol, Maureen, Thomas, Joe, Fred. Glad you're all here. Hello, Mike. Hey, Larry. Appreciate everybody being here. Hey, I also want to shout out and just say I really appreciate, I thank you all for popping into the social media side and, giving a high five or thumbs up or something to little comments, things like that. I appreciate that. Hey, Paul, Mike. Okay, so today, what do we have today here? I better get to the SPY here, hadn't I? SPY. There we go. Let's come over here. So, so I want to bring this over too. There we go. Here's what's going on today. A lot of stuff today. Lots of stuff. The jobless claims, the manufacturing, retail sales, manufacturing index, export prices, industrial production, business inventories. There's a whole slew of stuff going on today that could push this market around a little bit. So we're going to have to be kind of, just be careful. Just be aware of it. I don't particularly follow so much of this stuff. The jobless claims I think is kind of important. Outside of that, it's just in a chart. But it does make that small difference. Tomorrow, quadruple witching. I think I have an article on the website about that. I'll see if I can find it and post it out to everybody. Consumer sentiment, Treasury, international capital. So tomorrow, because it could quadruple witching, it could be a little shaky tomorrow. It could be real possible. So I wrote some notes here today on my sheet of paper, and I also wrote them right here. RTW stands for Road to Wealth. Road to Wealth fast trend is in play. So let's come over here. I should have put that on this chart right here. There we go. This is the white line is the T line. This little baby blue line, that's the 50. The orange line is the 34, and of course the dots are the 17. And we haven't, the 34, the longer RTW, which is the here we'll go look at it. The slower, I should say, RTW trend play. It's not quite in a downtrend yet, but what we do have here is the T line is below the 50 period moving average, and it's also below the trendicator. The trendicator is also below the 50 period moving average. So this is how I look at a trend right here. And I'm going to have to say that the sellers have the trend. And I don't see that price is strong. I see price is weak. If our little And the trend I'm looking at is right here. Now, I clearly see that we can look at a little longer trend, but this is what I'm looking at because this is what I'm going to trade right here. So as I look at this, I see T-line below the 50, the trend indicator below the 50, price below the T-line. Now, all of that makes me feel a little bearish, not so much on the bullish side. Now, if the candlesticks looked, I don't know, let's make something up here. If these candlesticks look like this, maybe, these three candlesticks, if they were to look like this and we're in this trend here, I might have a little different attitude than I have right now. Right now, I'm saying, look, sellers are kind of being a little strong here. If we had this, then I would say, okay, hey, let's watch this. We start to pop up. Let's get all bullish here, but we don't have anything bullish here. This is not a bullish setup here. If today was to do this here, something like that, we could argue a style of morning star signal. We could argue that, but we might have to wait to the end of the day. It's not so much right away this morning. So I guess what I'm saying here is be a little careful with what you're trading to the long side. I have to be careful with to the short side, because the buyers, the bulls, just are not giving up. Now I think if you look at this in a bigger picture here, you can see that we got up here, the bulls took it down, and bears took it down, and the bulls fought. You can see where the bulls fought. A couple little fights in here. But every fight, they may win a battle here and there. They absolutely might. But you can draw a line like that, and that right there suggests that the bulls are not winning the war. So there may be some battles they're winning, but they're not winning the war. Now, I love relief rallies. I think relief rallies are huge money makers. But we're not in one right now. We started one here, and it gave it up. We get back above the 50-period moving average, above that trend line. Well, then that is a real possibility then. But right now, that relief rally has been given up. So let's look at and then we've got some stocks we're going to look at over here. Let's take a look at that T2122. And we're down here in the oversold area. Now, I have a different view of this whole T2122, and I have a different view of this whole it's in the oversold. I mean, it could be lower, but it is in the oversold area. That's a very poor word to use, I personally think, and I use it. Maybe I need to find a different word for that. Because oversold on this T2122, and if you see buyers coming in on the chart, yeah, I'll gotta tell you, that doesn't make me too excited, okay? That's chop, that's battle, that's fight. When price is up here, this is where I think you make the best money, because this means the market is roaring bullishly. It's roaring. It's charging. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Your trend is trending. It's on fire. And that's what I think. So using this hold oversold, overbought, wording in here, I'm going to have to come up with something different, because oversold for a trader generally means, start looking for a buy. Overbought generally means start looking for a sell. So I'm a little bit, you know how I feel about that. Let's look at T2123. I follow this an awful lot. Now, at the close yesterday, we did get a little pop up. So this is like, yeah, 2 thumbs up. Let's go. Let's just see what the morning brings here. It could, it could be up a little bit. But overall, you can see how that trend is down. So just because we break out, I don't know that that's a reason to get all kinds of bullish. You still need price action and chart patterns here. So we're going to need to be up at some point, rest some way, and then continue up. The other big thing on this chart is we can see that we need to get through that top, okay? All the bullishness in the world here. I don't care what these candles do. If you can't get through this top, you're going to fizz out here. So all the strength in the world right here, all the muscle in the world, unless you can get through that, you got nothing. The hourly chart, I follow this pretty heavily. You've got to get through that 15-minute chart first. You work yourself up, then we can get to the hourly chart. When we get to the hourly chart, I'm feeling pretty good about the bulls until that 15-minute chart starts weakening. Okay, so as you can see here, I just don't see the bullishness in here. Okay. Let's come back. Where are we at? Let's come back over here. Um, what we're going to do now is, here's some charts we're going to take a look at. Um, we're going to take a look at the SQQQ and how we might trade it. And while we're here, we'll put the trade plan together. SPXU, we're going to do the same thing with that. DXD, we'll do the same thing with that. Now, these are all inverse trades. So somebody new to the business, you might look at this and say, well, you just talked about how bearish the market is. Why are you looking at bullish trades? These are inverse ETFs, and if the market goes down, these charts go up. So if you're comfortable with trading long and not short, and that is very true to an awful lot of traders, then this is maybe a good answer for that situation. So if the Dow starts to drop, this chart will go up, and it's a good way to play the market falling if you don't short, and a lot of people really don't. It is surprising, and there's nothing wrong with that. EOG here might be setting up. We're going to take a look at that one. Twitter might be setting up. Twitter's one I put on social media last night, so if anybody saw that, thank you very much. And again, thanks for the thumbs up, comments, anything. I really do appreciate it. Helps out. RCL, we'll take a look at that. CCL, they're, both boats. Amazon, we're going to take a look at Amazon, and we're going to take a look at Apple here for today. So, alrighty, let's see. Paul's asking me which browser am I using. Google, I think. Yeah, I think I use Google. Okay, let's get started here. Let's dissect these. Let's put some trade plans together and take it from there, all right?